Joe Burrow of the Cincinnati Bengals. I love this pick right now. I think he's a consensus amongst all four of us as the number one overall player in this rookie mock draft. Joe Burrow, the number one selection in NFL draft, coming off one of the most spectacular college seasons we have ever seen, topping off with the national championship. He brings accuracy, a good arm, smarts, some of the best pocket presence I've seen out of a rookie in a very long time. I've had the number one pick in a superflex rookie mock draft already, and I took Joe Burrow. I don't know about you guys, but I think this is a very easy pick. Garrett, what do you think about Joe Burrow at 1?
I think he has to be the number one pick. Regardless if you need a quarterback or not, you take Joe Burrow here. The value of a quarterback in Superflex is very similar to the value of a running back in 1QB leagues, where their value is the cheapest on draft day. Because after the draft, all of a sudden their value continues to rise and rise and rise. And if you want an elite quarterback, you're going to have to pay 3 first-round picks to try to get an elite guy. And this is closest we've had to a guy that we really, truly feel like will be an elite producer for a long time. So I think you have to go Joe Burrow here. For some reason, if you're just absolutely stacked at quarterback, then trade out of the pick or something, because I don't. For me, it is not justifiable to not take Joe Burrow at 1.
Nick, 10 out of 10 times, are you taking Joe Burrow at 1-1?
No, I actually like the second pick here more, but still at quarterback because it's, super flex.
Matt, 10 out of 10 times, are you going Joe Burrow?
I'm going Joe Burrow 10 out of 10 times. And you know what Garrett didn't mention is the quarterbacks are much like running backs as far as value, but they're such a long-term commodity that they're worth so much more than a normal running back. They kind of churn through every couple of years. If you hit on a quarterback, he can literally carry your team for the next 10 years. So they're really, really useful, and they're really, really long-term compared to a running back. So, yeah, I love Joe Burrow. I love the production coming out of college. I mean, you don't see too many quarterbacks that are throwing, 60 touchdowns. Love the production, love the accuracy, which is really the most important thing when you're breaking down quarterbacks. So definitely love Joe Burrow as the number one guy.
Yeah, like Matt said, it's the longevity of the position that even makes it more so valuable. Having Pat Mahomes, and the reason Pat Mahomes would go 1-1 in a Superflex startup is simply for the fact he's in his young 20s and that he's going to be on your roster for more than a decade. In 10 years, when you say it's like, it's 10 years, that's a lifetime in fantasy football. In one of my oldest leagues, I've had one starting quarterback the entire time, and that's Drew Brees. For 17 years, I've had Drew Brees as my starting quarterback. And it just puts me in a position year in, year out, not having to worry about that roster need. And that's what you hope you're going to get here with Joe Burrow at your quarterback. Goes into already not a terrible situation with Joe Mixon there. He's got A.J. Green. They bring in T. Higgins. They have Tyler Boyd as well. So this is a good spot for him right out of the gate with the weapons he has around him.